So often on maritime machines, we take a real interest in the mechanics, the machinery, the way things are put together, or why people end up preserving a piece of history. But in some ways, you can connect a passion for something like, say, the movies, for something like, say, a vehicle from a childhood memory, like, I don't know, Herbie the Love Bug, or maybe the Griswold's family vacation station wagon, or a Jeep from Jurassic Park, or Zoinks, a mystery machine in its own right. Stay tuned. Now, we're gonna have a chance to be introduced to some of your collection.
Yes.
A chance to look into the world that you've created. And it was really only in the last decade that you've pivoted from just this love and appreciation for all things Hollywood, cinematic, to movie vehicles.
Correct.
That's a niche. That's a very narrow area of passion.
It is.
And so what was the first movie car? What was the first one that came into your lives?
Well, after we finished the home the way we wanted it, movie-wise, he made a comment to me, gee, I guess all we need now is a movie vehicle. And lo and behold, my 50th birthday rolled around and went out to the garage, and there's Herbie the Love Bug. And we were bitten. We were absolutely bitten by
So I'm getting the blame for all of this ridiculousness is actually what she's saying.
No, it's that love and admiration that said, I know what she would love more than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
It was absolutely, best gift ever.
That was the first one. So your passion started there. I won't call it an obsession, but the passion started there.
Yeah.
Or maybe that infection spread. What was next? What happened after that?
Well, the next one, he and I went to Florida, and one of the things we both love to do, we go to car show. Mm-hmm. And we found a Jurassic Park Jeep, and of course we're enthralled with it the same. And we get looking at it like, oh my, we could do better.
It didn't look accurate?
No, it was very poorly done, but yet everybody was so attracted to it. Mm-hmm. And I said, wow, that it's cool, but boy, what we could do. So that night, back at the hotel, we were just sitting watching television, and Rick said, I found us a Jeep. Mm. Let's give it a whirl. And that's...
Yeah, and there it goes, and so it goes, as they say,
goes.
right? One thing leads to the next, and leads to the next, and after a while, obsession is really a better word than a passion, I'm thinking, at this point, because it just doesn't seem to be any end to it.
The mystery machine is the reason that really we had to come and talk to you about that. Yeah. That was a complete fabrication, not a figment of our imagination.
No.
You imagined that, and then you made it come to life.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Had to start with finding the right vehicle, because all right, you're a stickler for detail.
Yeah, absolutely.
You love your research. Love looking at the detail and saying, okay, this is the way it was. But it's a cartoon. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's some debate online. Was it a Chev? Was it a Dodge? Was it a Ford van? Because it started off as a children's cartoon.
Correct. Absolutely.
So where did you find one that looked like what you had envisioned, that as closely could resemble what you saw as a kid those Saturday mornings?
Yeah, I'll let you answer that.
Well, really, you can look at every piece of video footage that you can find, every cartoon. You can compare it to every vehicle that was made during the mid-'60s. It was always known that it was a mid-'60s era van. Ford, Dodge, GMC, really 9 times out of 10, the opinion is it was a mid-'60s GMC van. So, 9 times out of 10 is good enough for a good starting point, I'm thinking. So that's what we started to look for, was a mid-'60s van.
How do you know that it's right? Where do you find that information? Where are you scouring bulletin boards and internet chat sites and calling and sending messages to movie studios?
Yeah, absolutely. All that.
Lots
all
of information available today with the internet.
Reading forums to see how difficult It is
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah.
If I have to get this made, who can I get to make it?
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
a lot of these things have to be fabricated
Yeah.
from scratch.
They're one-off pieces or whatever.
One-off pieces, things that movie companies would do that's original just to that car, that you just can't find
Yeah.
those things. You
Yeah.
have to have them made.
Yeah, so a large part of what we've
It's
done.
a treasure hunt. Gentlemen, it's
know.
a treasure hunt.
Yeah. I mean,
Truly is.
you know, we've not done all of the work ourselves. We've got some
No.
very, very
Talented.
individuals locally that are very capable in their own skills.
Yeah.
Without those people, there's no way that the attention to detail would actually present itself the way it has in the finished product.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, we certainly couldn't have done it without them,
not at all, not at all.
because we're certainly not trained
No.
auto body
No, no.
workers.
So, you know, a big kudos to the people that have kind of seen the vision and
Yeah.
bought into being part of the project, for sure, you know.
And loved it.
And loved
like,
it,
we were certainly made feel like this is not crazy. This is very exciting, and you know, they were very proud to be part of it. So
Yep.
that made us feel
Yep, for sure.
Okay, this is the car that started it all. How much do you love this bug?
love, love, love. So in love. Yeah. Best gift ever.
Number 53, 50th birthday present.
Yes.
And this is it was born the same year
Correct.
as...
63. So there's two 63 models here.
Oh, fantastic. You're both holding up well. But this was the one that started this passion for these movie cars.
Kind of responsible for the whole,
Yeah.
It was an adventure, but you found this almost as it looks like right here today.
Yep.
Yes.
Herbie? Do you call it Herbie?
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely.
What else would you call it?
Yep.
Not Herbie 2,
Nope, it's just Herbie.
Herbie for you.
Yep.
Well, this is awesome. So this was number one. So
This is number one.
car number one.
Yes.
And then it was the Jurassic
Park Jeep.
Okay. Well, we should try and climb down from here safely and take a look at that.
Sounds great.
All right.
Let's do it.
So this is part of this passion of trying to recreate vehicles. So
Yeah.
very specific. Mm-hmm. Why did you choose Jeep 18?
To me, it's the main Jeep in the movie. It's the two main characters ride in this one, and it's where they're standing up as well, and I just loved it the most.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
lot of fun to drive to.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So for this one, it was pretty much a stock, 1990?
1995.
95 Jeep. So paint, a few decals, that was pretty much it to pull it together?
I think the roughest part was the interior. The interior did not match movie specs at all, so we had to gut the entire inside and get it all together and do the research on color and that kind of thing. The only difference in this one is they were fabric seats in the original movie, and to find that fabric now is virtually impossible. So we went and matched the green to the movie color and made them leather. So, but everything else inside is to the T.
To the T.
Yeah.
To the T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Zoinks! What is this? It's a 1966,
Chevy.
but it's the Mystery Machine.
It is the Mystery Machine.
Wow. When you guys started down this path, I would assume it would be pretty easy for the color scheme and all of the things that go on this side of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Tell me about what happened when you brought this back and you had it ready to start assembling it to make it look how it does today. Where did that journey begin?
Oh, wow. Well, the color on the inside was pure red.
Okay.
So we had to start stripping everything down. Color choice, very easy for the outside, of course. Inside, we kept the blue tones and with the touch of the orange seat belts and tried to keep the consistency of the Scooby-Doo colors. So, yeah.
It does have that very distinct look. There's no mistaking what we have coming down. And now the paint, you have used some decals or some application. It's not all hand painted?
No,
Okay.
no.
Just the blue.
And basically for the biggest reason that was chosen to go that way, the base color is blue, and it's all paint. And everything else outside, as far as the green, is all decals. The biggest reason for that, honestly, was if something would ever unfortunate happen down the road, so much easier to bring it back to the way it should be in terms of a repair if it was decals as opposed to having to go back into the paint shop and possibly have to repaint the whole vehicle. So there was the choice there, you know.
So now we can't lift the hood. We can't do that because the engine's inside.
Yeah.
For people who don't know about these vans, it's in the middle in something called a
doghouse. Exactly.
So I think we need to look at the side here, because if you had to have a bit of work done to make it fit the cartoon,
For sure.
because of the way this van was manufactured. So we should go over to the side and take a look at that.
All right.
I'm pretty sure you could go back anywhere online and say, type in a search of an image of what the Mystery Machine looked like, and people have been building these for years, so you had a pretty good idea of what you wanted that to look like. But when it came to inside, tell me, where did you start looking for your inspiration, Cindy?
Well, I have to admit, if I would have gone with the original cartoon look, it would have been filled with ladders and lanterns and a lot of the things that they would have used to go through their mysteries in the haunted houses kind of thing. So we wanted to try to bring it a little bit more up to date and have it a little more modern on the inside with newer technology and things like that. So I wanted to stick with the same kind of color scheme of the Mystery Machine and the Scooby-Doo cartoon. And
here we go. Scooby-Doo, there you are.
yeah,
We found Scooby.
we found Scooby.
How long did it take you to amass this collection? Or did you just go to the basement and say, let's put all our Scooby-Doo stuff in it?
No, some of it was collected.
Okay.
And some of it I had, like some of the comic books and things like that. But some of the things I found just in my travels. That really, really worked. And some of it was fabricated to my design, like the dog bone handles, drawer pulls, even the metal that's cut in the on the doghouse, and in here we had that all, custom made.
No, Scooby snacks. Of course you have Scooby snacks.
Well, yes, because inside you really need to feel like you've met all of the characters.
I think to top this off, we should go for a drive. And I'm hoping you'll indulge me and take me on a little road trip inside the Mystery Machine. I don't think we'll find any ghosts, but...
Hey.
You just never know.
Yeah, you just never know.
Awesome. Let's go.
Let's do it.
And we'll load up on Scooby snacks.
Of course, you gotta have Scooby snacks.
Zoinks! I'm thinking you get a pretty good reaction from people when you drive the Mystery Machine around.
You know what, Sheldon? It's fantastic, but it can be scary.
Oh.
We've had a person try to drive by us with his knee on the steering wheel and trying to videotape out the passenger window, trying to get a view of the Scooby van and oncoming traffic. So that's a little bit unnerving, but for the most part, it's just miles of smiles and lots of kids and
Tell me about meeting our driver.
We met in high school, and I think both of us were just kind of two shy kids that were really not into the scene of, going to parties and things like that. So we found common ground at the movie theaters.
So where was the theater for you guys to go to?
Charlottetown.
So you'd have to drive for a bit to get there.
Yeah, we did, but we made the most out of it. On an average weekend, we would see at least 7 movies because we had the Charlottetown cinemas, we had the Prince Edward cinemas. So we would go at 7, go to one, go to 9 o'clock, then go to the other cinema the next night and do the same thing again, and then go to the Triple Bill at the drive-in on the other side of Montague. So, we'd be going to movies a lot.
So what was the first movie you and Rick went to?
Rocky Part 2.
I was going to ask Rick the same question, see if he had the same answer. First movie that you two went to?
Oh man, ask me what I did yesterday. I'd have an easier time with that, maybe. I'm thinking it was The Omen.
No,
Was it?
it was Rocky Part 2.
Okay.
And it was at the cinema in Montague. That's now no longer. Yeah. First date, first movie.
Sorry, Rick.
I blew it.
Yeah, you blew it. Yeah.
I can tell you one thing I did though. Like back in the day when things weren't quite as I don't know what the word is, but anyway, I wasn't quite 16 yet.
Oh, okay.
And, living on a farm, you learned how to drive everything.
Well, you could have got your tractor's license when you were 14.
You know what? My dad actually let me take the family pickup truck into the movies. That first movie we went to, I do remember that because I didn't have
Didn't have a
driver's
license.
Right.
and I wasn't 16.
this-
But I was able to drive the family pickup truck. And he said, no, I don't got time to take you to the movies. You just take the truck in. So that wouldn't happen today, let me tell you.
The statute of limitations is up. I think you're okay.
Yeah.
Things were a little more relaxed back then when it came to a lot of things like that, I think.
You guys were going to the movies a lot in the 80s, early 80s, 90s?
We added it up one time, how much money we spent in 1 year alone on movies, and we could have bought back in that day, could have bought a satellite dish, which was like what, $5,000?
Yeah.
Back then.
They called them buds, big ugly dishes.
Big ugly dishes.
Yeah.
And the money we spent, our paychecks would go right to movies, and we took our the very first. I basically had the baby, and it was just 3 days later we went to see Beyond Thunderdome, and we've never left the children at home like for a movie night out. If we were going to the movies, they were coming with us. And it was not uncommon for him to hold one and me holding one. And we never stopped going to movies. And we swore when we had our kids, they're going to the movies too. And they too today love the movies.
So you're trying to tell me 3 days after you gave birth, you were in a theater with your newborn?
Yep, Beyond Thunderdome. Yeah, I'll never forget it. Yep. And they never said boo, and it was awesome. This is great.
How do you describe what this van is to you and Rick? Where does it take you?
Back to when Saturday mornings were fun, and to watch Scooby-Doo and Bugs Bunny and all the other Marvels, Spider-Man, Batman, all of those things it was just good times. It was no pressure. Was questioned on was the license plate.
Okay.
And I don't know if you took notice of it, but everybody's saying, well, how come you didn't call it, put Mystery Machine on your license plate or Scooby or something like that? And I said, well, you have to be a big Scooby-Doo fan to realize what that plate number represents.
Okay.
And you'd have to have watched a lot of episodes. And very rare do they ever show the back of the van in the cartoon that reveals a license plate number. Except for this one episode.
Okay, so you got a screen grab of that episode.
I got a screen grab of that episode and made my license plate that number.
It rides pretty good.
It does, you know, for a '66 Chevy.
Yeah.
Rides darn good. When we got it too, Sheldon, it was all windows.
Right, okay.
So the windows,
You had to cover them up,
yeah, the window. No, it was actually all done.
manufactured, right, with a
Yeah,
body shop. And,
body correct.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
And plus, it glows green too underneath at nighttime.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
you're driving down the road and it just glows green and blue. So it's a freaky looking piece of gear coming down the road.
You didn't have a theme wedding. That probably wasn't
No.
that much of a thing at the time.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Not in '82.
Yeah.
We got married, and both of us could hardly wait to get the heck out of there, because the next day we were on our way to Disney.
Oh, you honeymooned at Disney.
We did.
Well, that fits perfectly
It
with
did.
everything I've learned about you.
It truly did, and
Yeah.
it was the best. Had a blast.
Happiest place on earth.
You got it. Can I tell him?
Disney
I
was
guess
created
I guess we have been there 31 times.
31.
Yeah.
And how many times with the kids?
3 or 4, Rick, with the kids.
I love it.
Yeah, we're kind of Disney-aholics.
Disney wasn't created for kids.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I have a kinship with that place.
Right.
Yeah.
A haunted mansion.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you both the same question. I know you're working on the truckster. That's that project you're on now.
Yeah.
What's the dream? What's the one that you want to get?
Time machine, DeLorean.
There, Sheldon.
Sheldon, the time machine, and I'm looking. I'm looking. Woo. That's it, man. Back to the future.
You're gonna find one, or
That-
they're a hard vehicle to find now.
Well, we have a lead on one.
Okay. The DeLorean.
Yeah.
DeLorean, yeah. DeLorean.
Yeah, that would be the holy grail for me. Yeah.
The maritime connection there, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, at least a Canadian connection with Michael J.
Well,
Fox
that's true,
being
too, yeah.
a Canadian.
Yeah. Well, what an incredible adventure we've had, from seeing the very first vehicle that started this passion to the Jurassic Park Jeep, to the Mystery Machine, and they might say coming attraction.
Yes.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
This. Which is it? What is it? Tell us, what is this?
This is the family truckster from Vacation.
And it is a very special creation because, as you say, you need 2 complete cars to make one.
Correct.
Yes.
And coming soon, when? Sometime in the fall, maybe later?
Yep. Maybe by the end of this season.
Christmas would be
2023, hopefully by
perfect.
Christmas, yeah.
Perfect. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. Clark, I love
I
it.
know. Christmas Vacation.
It could be.
And so Rick and I, our next adventure, Wally World.
Wally.
In the truckster.
Thank you both for so much fun and excitement and sharing a bit of your lives with us here on Maritime Machines. We really appreciate it.
It's been our pleasure.